Hey you guys, my name is Rebecca. I am really just starting this channel to share my love of gardening with other people. I am a mom to 4 beautiful children. I have an awesome husband named Steven, and we live in Texas. We're in zone 8A, and really our property is about a quarter of an acre, about 10,000 square feet or so. And so we don't have acres of property, but we grow on our property for our family and to bless others. We play on our property for our kids, and we homeschool. So our life is messy. We're gardening in the mess. Yet gardening can bring so much solace and fun learning. I have to say that gardening is always a classroom. It's always a way to grow. Each season is different and new. And I named this channel Gardening Gracefully because sometimes certain plants don't work out. Maybe in one year you have a ton of rain that you just weren't expecting. It wasn't a normal year. Or maybe you don't have any rain and it's a huge drought. I don't know. But all I can say is that there can be grace in it. Anyone can garden. I know so many people who say they have black thumbs, and I have to tell them, try. I want to see our communities go back to like what they were in World War II, where we had victory gardens and where it was normal for a person to have a backyard garden. And it is awesome how over the past year or so with COVID and everything that a lot more people are gardening. And I think that is awesome to be closer to our food sourcing so we know what goes into it. It's not some mega corporation and unsustainable way of farming practices. I love being able to compost and get back to just replenishing the earth and really just being good stewards of what God's given us. I mean, when he first created Adam and Eve, what did he do? He put them in the garden. And so let's get back to those roots. As I said, we're a homeschool family. Currently, I'm homeschooling Grace, my 12-year-old. And then next year, I will begin homeschooling our 5-year-old, Faith. And we also have a 3-year-old named Mercy and then a 1.5-year-old named Gideon. They are all unique, they're all special, and you will see them on the videos from time to time because they love to help in the garden. That's also what's great about gardening, is that you can get your kids involved. And gardening is so great for de-stressing and really just being able to get your hands dirty and get those microbes that your body needs. I mean, especially with all the sicknesses going around and stuff, getting that bacteria, those microbes, those are good for your body to be out there and get those things. So I want to see people who maybe have never gardened or never even thought of gardening begin to garden and start seeing over the years success in that gardening and be able to feed their families better, especially where there are food deserts in America, because there are. I would like to see those areas have that knowledge to be able to just throw some seeds out in the ground and begin gardening and growing their own food, helping with disease. I mean, there's so much that growing your own food can do. And so I'm not an expert by any means. I love gardening, but I am not an expert. I enjoy it. I enjoy sharing it with others. And so really my goal for this channel is to share it with others, get you to love gardening, and to maybe start your own backyard garden, or if you already have, give you some tips and tricks. My goal also is to share some recipes that are straight from, I pulled all the food from our garden, and just various other aspects of gardening. And I may even share a little bit about our homeschool life. I don't know. So I'm going to give you guys a tour of our yard. And like I said, I don't just use it for gardening. We use it to live here. We live in this space. So this is not some big agricultural farm, which, you know, one day I would love to have a big farm, but I don't know if that will ever happen. So that's a dream of mine. But like I said, this is a classroom. Every year you learn something new in gardening, and you can take that knowledge with you to the next year. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is over here. That's our homeschool house right there. My husband built that himself. He's pretty handy like that. And then I've got some spinach growing over here. I've had a health journey over the last couple of years where I'm really trying to incorporate a more vegetarian type lifestyle. We do still eat some meat. However, I do have some medical issues, and I want to be able to be a good steward of this body that the Lord has given me. That's definitely a progress, and I'm a work in progress because that's hard. And so, especially when you've been eating the standard American diet for most of your life. Anyways, here's my spinach. Got some little sproutlings coming up too. So here's our homeschool house. I'll share more about that as time goes on. Over here, what's really cool about this is we found out last year that I'm very allergic to eggs, and did not know that. We had chickens. We're allowed to have chickens where we live. Like I said, we're in Texas. We're in zone 8A, and so we're towards the northern middle of Texas, close to DFW. That means Dallas-Fort Worth. Anyways, we had chickens, but we decided to go ahead and get rid of them and kind of reduce our egg consumption because of me having a severe allergy to it, which I did not know until I had some testing done. So anyways, right here is our actual chicken coop that we used to have. The green was where the chickens roosted and laid their eggs. And you can even see where we had the laying boxes on the side. And this whole area right here was the run that our chickens would go around in. And we had maybe 15 or so chickens. And so I think this run is 24 by 8-ish, but I'm not 100% sure. Feet, that is in feet. So right here I have some carrots growing, some rutabaga. Now it's going to start getting hot soon, so I know my carrots are probably not going to make it all like summer long because it gets so hot. So I have some rutabagas, which I've never grown rutabagas, so I'm looking forward to that. And then over here is my garlic. I'll have a video soon about trimming your hardneck garlic. That's doing pretty good. And then I have some strawberries, which there's quite a few on here. They're not red yet, but there's one. And then I've got a couple of citrus trees. I'm also new to growing citrus, so that's definitely been an adventure for me. Right here is, this is a collard plant that I'm letting go to seed so that I can save the seeds and continue planting. Okay. Over here, oh, look at this. I've got this little jalapeno pepper. It's called an early jalapeno pepper, and it's already got some little peppers on it. How cute is that? So, and then I've got a pretty daisy. This is going to be my pepper area. I've got some tomatillos in the back and some onions in the back. I need to do some trimming, obviously. This over here, like I said, it's just a makeshift backyard garden. We literally used an old dog kennel that we did not need anymore, and I used it as my trellising system. This is where my kids play. They enjoy this little playground. So go over here. All right, so towards the front here on the side, I used cattle panels to kind of make an archway here and just some regular T-posts. This is awesome because you can really expand your gardening space by doing this. And this garden is 16 by 8. So it's not a huge garden, you guys. It's really not. But I'm able to grow quite a bit of food for our family. So right here, we have the peas that I planted first, and then I succession planted by planting some more back here. Okay. And I got some tomatoes back there. I have, I think, 6 different varieties of tomatoes. Got some squash. It's kind of getting hot. It's the heat of the day, you guys, so keep that in mind. In Texas, it is pretty hot here. I've got some cucumber right here. And over here, this is going to be cantaloupe. I'm pretty excited about the cantaloupe. You guys would not believe I actually started asparagus, which you can kind of see the little sprouts from the asparagus right here. Aren't they beautiful? Asparagus takes 3 years, so this is not for someone who's in a hurry to grow a garden. I love asparagus. Our family eats a lot of asparagus, so that's why I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a little area and I'm gonna grow asparagus. We'll see how it goes. Here's some more tomato plants. Over here I am growing potatoes. If you can see right here, I'm growing potatoes. I'm growing them in containers, the 5-gallon buckets. That is such a good system to grow them in. And I'm not growing I'm not growing like the giant russet potatoes. I'm growing like the little red roasting potatoes because my kids, and just for our family, that tends to be what we eat more of. We really like that. So over here, I'm using the green stalk gardeners. I absolutely love these containers. I have used them for several years. This right here are purple beans, green beans, or these are golden beans down here. And then over here at section planted, that means I waited a few weeks and planted some other ones. These are just green beans on this side. I think I did all green beans. Might have planted the last bit of the golden beans that I had on the bottom or something, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't remember. And so that is our little garden. I do have plans and ideas to expand this and to grow it a little bit more so that we can provide more food for our family. But for now, that is my little garden. Oh, I do have some herbs up here by the front porch. Or back porch. Let me show you guys this. Here you go. Here's my little herbs. Some daisies. Beautiful. I need to replant some rosemary. That died in our huge snowmageddon that we had here in Texas. You guys, it was so cold. I think it went to like -5 or something. It was really, really cold. And that is not normal for Texas. My daughter, Grace, my 12-year-old, she has her own little garden. It is dappled sun, so we had to get some flowers and things for her that she could grow that really wanted less than 4 hours of sun, like around 4 hours of sun rather than the 6 to 8 like most plants. So this is her little garden over here. I may even let her shoot a few videos of it. She cares more about the flowers than she does growing the food, so that's going to be more her thing. Just last summer, we began our own composting, and this year we got to use that compost in our garden. That has been such a blessing. I have used one of those little plastic bins that you roll from the store, like from big box store for compost. It never worked out for me. It was never enough compost for the needs that we had. So my husband built this last year at the beginning of the summer, and we got to use this awesome compost bin. So it's a 3-tier system. So really by fall, we should have another 2 bins of compost to be able to use. And then we always have one that we're adding to. It just depends on what we throw in there, and we only throw, fruits, vegetables, leaves, and things like that. We try to mix a combination of green and brown material in there to kind of keep it healthy. I'm not very good at turning it over like you're supposed to, so that is something that I need to work on. Yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can tell you guys about our family. We do have a dog named Lovey. She's a German Shepherd. She's older, so she doesn't get around very well. We also have a cat named Rosie, and we also have a horse named Vinny. My 12-year-old does horseback riding, and she does a couple of shows, and she enjoys barrel racing, but Vinny is not a barrel racing horse. He's older, and she and him have such a great bond. It's absolutely beautiful. I may share some more of that on this channel too. Anyways, I hope to give you guys some tips, some tricks, share our journey to show people that it's not always going to be perfect. You're not always going to have a perfect garden, okay? And yet you can learn from it, and you can grow from that. And that's my hope and my dream, is for others to do that, and for others to get involved and have their own little victory garden in the back of their yard. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Thank you for listening and popping by.